going to a networking event sometime soon? Going to do some networking? Going to do some prospecting? Going to try to do it all at the same time? Don't make that mistake. Let's talk about networking, prospecting, and events next on Purpose Under Pressure. Welcome back. My name is Brian. This is Purpose Under Pressure. It's a podcast about developing sales and leadership success on purpose and under pressure. And we are under pressure. It's brought to you by the professional sales and leadership training team at Sandler by the Ruby Group. You'll find them in Akron and Columbus, Ohio. They're in Jacksonville, Florida. They're in Capital Region, New York. They serve businesses across this great land, and they do it well. They do their work on purpose so that you and your team can represent and sell and develop relationships that way. You can connect with them online at therubygroup.sandler.com, and I hope you will. The Ruby Group, coaching leaders to win when the stakes are high. So let's get cooking. You want to talk about pressure? If you're a subscriber and you're clicking on this day one, it's March 16th, and the team at Sandler by the Ruby Group is at the Sandler Conference down in Florida. Now, it is a great conference. It's not a commercial for the conference, but I want you to know that if you want to attend, I think you can still attend virtually if you're not in Florida, but it is a really great conference. And I remember my first one. I'll tell you a story about it. I remember my first one vividly. I was thinking that I would go there to Florida and I would sell. All right. Big mistake. Let me tell you how this all goes. All these folks, I thought these folks would be down there just wanting to learn to be better sellers of their products. And so I was going to go in with my marketing company thinking they might need some help. That makes sense. These folks want to get better. They want to sell more. I'm a marketer. I can help you do the same thing. So I went in to sell. And man, did I screw that up. Man, was I wrong. They weren't buying. They were sellers. They weren't interested in my pitch. They weren't interested in what I had to do for them or what I could do for them. Man, sometimes I wish I could go back. Do you ever do that? If you knew then what you know now, how different some things would be. Folks, there's a time to network. There is a time to prospect, and there are places and ways to do both. But they are not the same thing. Let's go there. Networking events, prospecting. They might sound like means to the same end, but they're not the same thing. And if you treat them the same, you're going to end up frustrated and disappointed like I was. Networking. Let's talk about networking. I think networking is life. I think you're always networking, aren't you? It's what we do every day. It's how you show up. It's your brand. It's who you talk to. It's how you're perceived by others. It's what people think of you when they come into contact with you. We're always networking. When you become someone other people want to have in their network, then your network grows. You talk to people on purpose. You do the right thing. It doesn't grow because you ask in to someone else's circle. It grows because they want you there. It grows because they welcome you. There's a huge difference. I've been in groups before, and I'm sure you have too, where I thought I belonged. Maybe I paid the entry fee, right? Or the monthly dues. I was never accepted, at least not enough to make a positive impact or a positive difference. Networking is friends and family and customers and partners. It's treating other people the right way all the time, not just when you want something. Networking isn't accidental, but you can't push it. It has to happen on its own to be effectual. See the difference between that and networking events? Let's talk about networking events. Those are an opportunity to do just that, to do that networking, but with a group of people, here's the fun part, who want to do the same thing. That's a recipe for disaster. It can be scary. If you go to a networking event hoping to generate prospects for an eventual sale, you're going to be sorry. Why? Because everyone in that room is doing that exact same thing too. No one wants to go to a networking event with the express purpose of meeting someone that they can buy from. No one does that. And if you go in expecting someone to do that, you're going to miss it. If you try to sell during a networking event, they're going to see right through you. They're going to see that you're no different than them because they're trying to sell too. They're not buying. And they've got issues. They think you're just like them. That's not a recipe for success. So a couple of goals that I think you should have for your next networking event, because they're not easy. Have an agenda of who you want to meet. Try that. Know who's likely going to be there and then introduce yourself. Mr. Jones, I'm glad you're here because I really wanted to meet you. Do you have a couple of minutes? Can I get you a drink? If you show up and don't know what to do, don't know who to talk to, don't know why you're there, you kind of let the wind blow you around. Maybe you sidle up to a conversation, you see a circle of people and they're nodding their heads and talking, and you kind of do the same thing from the back. You know what I'm talking about? You start nodding your head. They're not going to let you in. You're going to be shut out and you're going to go home wishing you hadn't gone. Number 2, for a networking event, know why you want to meet that person. We talked about number 1, know who you want to meet. Number 2, know why. If you go in with the hopes of meeting 1 or 2 specific people and you can explain why it makes sense to do so, then I think you can be successful. Just 1 or 2. Call that success. Don't meet everybody in the room. The person who hands out the most business cards at a networking event loses. They're just out a bunch of business cards. You haven't moved the needle at all. If you start a relationship worth developing at one of these things, just one relationship, you win. And hopefully, if you're doing your job right, so do they. And so let's talk about the third piece, prospecting. You've got to prospect on purpose. You can't just fall into a networking event and assume that your next best customers are sitting right there. Prospecting requires homework, not a drink ticket, not an entry fee. That's not prospecting. There are ways to mine for a prospect, to do some advanced planning, to run some options before you make that first call. Know who is a good fit for your offerings and know who you might fit as well. Do that on purpose. Do that in advance, not just with who you find in the room when you get to the event. Now, if you learn that the prospect you've researched is also going to be at the networking event, then by all means, go on purpose and prospect with that person. We just talked about knowing who you want to see and why. And if you've developed a circle of influence on your own through effective networking that happens naturally, then you've got a really good chance at setting an appointment to talk more, because when you know the right people and you're in the room with the right people and they trust you and they'll make a referral, they'll vouch for you, man, that's the trifecta. Now you're prospecting at a networking event within your network. You're prospecting at a network event within your network. That is gold. That's what we're going for. It starts by doing the right thing, doing things when you're supposed to, for the right reasons, when people expect it. It ends by doing the right thing. And somewhere in the middle there, maybe do the right thing. So, folks, thank you for being here. Thanks for listening or watching. Don't forget to like this show, follow it, subscribe, tell a friend. We are new episodes multiple times a week. That way you won't miss anything. Plus, it helps others to know that this show is out there and worth watching or listening to as well. You'll find all past episodes of Purpose Under Pressure at brianmediastrategies.com/podcast and wherever you stream your favorite shows. It's brought to you by the Ruby Group, coaching leaders to win when the stakes are high. Until next time, when the pressure peaks, just do the right thing. Stay on purpose.